Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Selaelo Makhwidiri. It is now 42 minutes past 8. I'm your host for this evening, Thaakir Dawood, taking you through the last 15 minutes of the show. Well, Banyana style are through to the final and are currently clashing with the Ghana's Hasaka's ladies. Well, the South African team is hoping for a favorable outcome. This is after they overcame the Equatorial Guinea's Malabo Kings in the semi-finals, where they beat them 5-4 in penalties. Well, I must say, currently, Banyana Bastal are leading 2-0 and are looking to bring the CAF Women's Champions League to South Africa. Well, all things are good in Pretoria. And to break this game down a bit more for us and tell us what is currently happening right there and what this means to South African football is, well, a football fanatic himself, Selaelo Makhwidiri. Good evening, Selaelo. Thank you for
Good,
joining me on the show. It's a pleasure.
good morning, Thaakir. How you doing?
Very good, very good. Even though it's not morning. Selaelo, Banyana Basta, 2-0 in the finals.
Yeah, I think it's been a really, really awesome campaign for them. I think they've had a really, really good campaign from the group stages. You know, they played all three matches, didn't lose any of them. They won two, drew one, went on to the knockout stages. Also did well. I was watching the game that they played against Malabo Kings, where they went through the penalties. It was also a good showing from them. You know, they came in really, really, really well prepared. You could tell, man. There's just a lot of investment, going into the ladies' football, especially in Sundowns. You could tell that the style of football they're playing really well. But coming to the game that they're playing today, the final of the inaugural CAF Women's Champions League, there's about 15 minutes left in the game. Sundowns are playing Hasakas from Ghana. They are two goals ahead. The two goals coming from Trene Morafe and Andiswa Mngui. The game is live right now as we speak, and the ladies are doing the business down in Cairo, in Egypt, and they're set to become the first Women's Champions League title holders. This is after, of course, the men's team won the title in 2017-16, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I mean, that's quite a phenomenal achievement. I mean, now Sundowns will have the women and the men's Champions League doing its rounds in Pretoria. Looking at this, it's quite interesting. What do you think this match and this tournament meant for South Africa? Because Sundowns basically they've been playing like South Africa has been playing. South Africa plays phenomenal football. However, they just haven't been getting the goals. They've been scraping through. And now in the final, two goals go their way. Selaelo, where do we work? What do we need to work on as South African teams in general?
I think it's a really interesting combination of the players that they have that are playing for Banyana Banyana. You know, they have a number of integral players which play for the national team. You have the likes of Hadiete there, who's doing business with Banyana Banyana. You have also the goalkeeper. So I think that experience that they have, and also the league in SA. I think it raised the competition. The Betway Women's League, it really really raised the competition in football. So I think they are doing really well. The style of play. When you watch women's football, you go with this preconceived idea that it's not going to be the best. But then I gave myself time to watch some of the few games, and it was really, really brilliant to watch. I mean, the touches that they make, the combination play. They're playing like the style of play that we know the men's side to play. The philosophy hasn't changed from the ladies' team to the men's team, still the same. Quick on the wings, combination play, and just playing the ball on the ground. And some of the other ladies teams from the rest of the continents were really struggling with how they were playing, because it was really precise passing, interchanging. Everyone knew what they needed to, and it came through on the field, man. It's really beautiful to watch, and I'm happy for Sundowns.
And I think that's what was needed, going into this game and just watching how things play out and plan out. Where to from here? I mean, how do we take this club championships the CAF Champions League title and let it have a ripple effect so that our national team and our Banyana team can now achieve great heights as well.
I think this is a known fact. We know that whenever club football is doing well, especially in the continent, this automatically feeds down to the national team. We've seen this back in when Sundowns was playing well in the Champions League. South Africa, Bafana Bafana, some of the players were playing in the national team, and they were making big contributions. So I think with I know we had Coach Desiree Ellis a few weeks back. I think it was 2 weeks ago, and she spoke about broadening the pool of players that they have, because in the Banyana squad you have a really experienced number of players. A number of them playing in Europe, and there's this nice integration now coming in with what you call French players, younger players that are playing the Betway Super League. Players from JW Stars, Falcon FCs, Mamelodi Sundowns, Bloemfontein Celtic FC, Tax. So it's integrating what you already have in the national team, and feeding in. And I think Desiree Ellis has done really well. I think there's been a nice consistent um you know um you know transition of players, where you don't have just one squad for 6 years, and there's no transition where you see all the players like Janine van Veek, who could retire anytime now.
Mm.
There's a plan B for players like her. Refile Jane, there's Khadiete coming in. She's been doing really well as a striker. So it's looking good, and I think if anyone is happy about Mamelodi Sundowns making it to the final right now, and hopefully winning, which is looking likely with about 10 minutes left in the game, is Coach Desiree Ellis. With the upcoming qualifiers that they'll be playing, the African women's qualifiers, I think she'll be having a nice headache.
No, definitely, definitely. And I mean, this team is so good, and it's going to be interesting to see how they fare up, obviously, against some of the best in the world. Um, this obviously will be taken into a World Cup, and those are the interesting things that we want to see. So, Lilo, another interesting topic of conversation. We've got some good football happening this weekend in the English Premiership. Thoughts exactly on what we can expect in the English Premiership this weekend? Any games that you specifically looking out for? And yeah, man.
For me, the standout game would obviously be Leicester versus Chelsea. I think this is going to be an interesting fixture to watch. Chelsea are top of the log. In the last five, they've won four, drew one, and then you have Leicester City, who have had a rough start to the season. I mean, out of the latest five that they've played, they drew two, they drew two, won two, and lost one. And I think that's going to be an interesting fixture for me. I think Leicester, they're confident. When you look back to that win that they had against Manchester United, they want to start going in the league. I mean, they are sitting at 12. It's not looking good for them. And then you have Chelsea on the other hand. It's like a juxtaposition from how Leicester is playing. They're number one in the league. They're playing really, really, really good football. And yeah, I think it's just going to be an interesting fixture. And I'm in Chelsea's side. I think what's going to be a blue chip for them is whether or not Romelu Lukaku will be fit. That's something that Thomas Tuchel is supposed to be giving an update on. But I think that's going to be one of the standout fixtures. And I think for Man United fans on Saturday, it's going to be, of course, Watford playing Manchester United at home. So I think that's going to be another interesting fixture, because we all know all the rumors that are going around with regards to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and his stay at United, whether or not will
Mm.
he, finish in the second half of the season, or he'll be sacked. And I think this game against Watford, if he dare loses this one, I mean, when you look at how Watford have been playing, out of their last five, they've lost four and only won one. They're sitting 17th on the log, and then you have Manchester United, who out of their 5, and this is really surprising, considering how they've been playing. They've been playing really well, but I think it has not been just coming together for them. They were in their last 5. Imagine this: they've they've only won one, drew 3, and drew 1. I think that's a weird stat, right? You just see them playing, scoring, and equalizing, and you don't it doesn't really filter down to how many games they're actually
Just
losing.
enough to save his life every time.
Yeah, just enough. So that's going to be an interesting game. So you wonder, is it going to be another last minute gasp with Cristiano Ronaldo coming in to save the day, or Watford might want to come back to winning ways, and I don't know, having the scalp of the mighty Manchester United might be something to relish for them, and that might you know get the season kick starting for them, because they've not been really doing well. But another game, which is the star. This is going to be the main fixture of Saturday. It's going to be Liverpool against Arsenal. They are almost sitting neck and neck in the standings. Liverpool are at number 4, and then Arsenal at number 5. They are separated by only 2 points, and there's been a huge rejuvenation at Arsenal. They've been playing really really good football after also starting the season a bit shaky. They are now one of the highest scoring teams in the Premier League, and I think they haven't lost in the past, I don't know, 6-7 games. So I think there's something happening at Arsenal. They've been really really patient with the coach. So yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting one. And then on the other side, you have a Liverpool who we know on their day they're really ruthless, and I think they want to step down that statement to say, we're in contention. They started also a bit shaky. I mean, if you look at their last 5 games, they've only won 2, drew 2, and lost 1. And on the other hand, you have Arsenal sitting at 5th, who have won 3 and only drew 2. So that's going to be a really interesting game to watch.
Well, I mean, there's so much football on show this weekend. Everybody's going to be looking forward to it. People have missed their club football. International break has taken the most out of the spectators, clearly driven them to very, very dark places, South African
Yeah.
spectators especially. And I really hope that things will be looking on the up. Selaelo, you know what? It's always a pleasure chatting to you, your insight on the game of football, not just putting content together from behind the scenes, but when you needed to step up into the starting lineup, you never disappoint. A super sub
You know
indeed.
it. You know it.
Thank you so much, and to all the listeners and viewers, that's it from us at Salam Media this evening. Myself, Thaakir Dawood, Selaelo Makhwidiri, Sadiq at the back, doing the things with the controllers, always keeping things in check, keeping things on tune. That's it from us this evening. Until we meet again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.